At length being at Clapham, where there is on common large pond, which I observed one day to be very rough with the wind, I fetched out a crude of oil and dropped a little bit on the water. I saw it spread itself with surprising goodness, and I think the effect of sleep. The way is, it was not produced, for I had applied it first on the leeward side of the pond, where the waves were greatest, and then drove my whole back upon the shore. And I went to the windward side, where the it was an instant calm over space several yards square, which spread amazing. Okay, so I couldn't finish Contra, so I tapped into the code, but it didn't pan out for me, for I had entered the code from the second controller. And I did with the first controller, and there the effect 31 wasn't. All right, so I have no idea what you're asking.
Asking about the construction for a head and past participle. Well, that's, and I want to ask you whether I was right about my sentence or not, or can I switch, well, for a head something something and then X happens?
For I had money, so I won. So I got the job. For I had a nice suit, so I got the job. Yeah, I think both are going to be fine.
And
you could say for I had now.
For I had, and then something describing the condition under which X happens. Am I right?
Yeah, especially in this case, that's correct, but not necessarily. I mean, you can make other examples with for I had, but in these two cases, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it right?
Yeah.
What
structure is correct. Yes.
What do you think about usage for a head? I mean,
it's rather formal.
Can I, for example, in the middle of conversation, can I add it? For example, I forget something to say, and then I add additional information by using this structure. For example, for I had something to add more qualifications, conditions to something that I previously said.
Yeah, I would say no. This is a written structure. It would not be common in spoken English at all. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I would stick to just the writing for this one. I don't know about British English, but in America, this would be a very formal type of expression and generally used in writing or some sort of essay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you always got those tough ones. All right. Hold on a second. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, I was worried about Mr. Madadi. I know that he wants to get connected, and he's having a hard time here. So I wish, and the thing is, the problem is, if you look at the control panel, he cannot hear us. He can only see us. So I hope that he figures this out. Okay. A next question.
I had a question.
Okay, Ingrid, let's go for Ingrid.
I want to know if there is a difference in pronouncing Precedent and Precedent.
Yeah, we had this question before, yeah.
Oh.
No, it's a good question. Whoops, I can't spell. Yes. So I'll put my video on here. So the biggest difference, of course, is going to be right here and right here, okay? And the difference is when we say president, it's a Z sound. And when we say precedent, it's an S sound. And this is very clear, the difference. So I'll say it. President. And let me remind everybody, please mute your microphones, everybody. Gulia and Sergey,
Yes.
please mute your microphones.
Okay.
Thank you. So president. So we get that Z sound, and there's some vibration. President, 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 and precedent. Precedent.
President.
No vibration.
Precedent.
So try it. Try it.
Precedent.
I'll make a sentence for you. All right, so the meaning isn't important, but just read the sentence, please.
There was no precedent the president could recall.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And it's really tough, isn't it? Because they're so similar. But in...
Precedent.
That's right. In the context, we'll understand. So once again, Z and S, that's the difference. Z and S, president, precedent. So when we, especially when we say precedent, the S is really strong. Okay?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Jazz Karan is here. Hello, Jazz.
Hello, Coach. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you.
Oh, same here, really. I've been missing you a lot.
Me too.
I've been running ragged nowadays, but it's okay.
Why have you been running ragged? Why are you so busy?
My students are having exams. That's why I need to get them prepared.
That's good.
It's kind of, for me, it's kind of such a pain in the neck. No, I enjoy it, but yeah.
Lots of pressure.
Yeah, lots of pressure.
Well, you're a
I'm
good
gonna
teacher.
make it. Yeah, I try to be a good teacher, but I'm a tough.
You got to be tough. That's right. Are you a teacher or a coach?
I don't like to be called, obviously, a teacher, but yeah, I'm more of a coach. I try to coach them.
I like it. Coaching is a very important.
Jazz.
I'm their coach.
What do you teach?
Yeah, I teach English.
What? You teach English? Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
But what kind of ages? I mean, what kind of group of ages do you teach?
Sorry, what's that?
What ages do you
What
teach?
kind of-
Do you teach elementary?
Yeah, they are teenagers. Yeah, they are teenagers.
All right, cool.
Guys, no offense, but ask chance. It's your job. Not talking, asking.
Hold on a second.
Absolutely.
Hold on a
You got me.
second. Mr. Madadi, can you hear me? I think finally, Mr. Madadi, actually he doesn't like Mr. Madadi. I think he can finally hear me.
Coach Shane,
Hello.
how are you?
Welcome.
I'm so happy to meet you for first time.
It's great to have you. I'm glad that you changed your audio.
I really appreciate for your program.
I'm glad that you like it. It's my pleasure.
That's good. Coach Shane, my dear English teacher.
English coach, English coach.
English coach. Okay, English coach. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's great to have you.
I'm from Iran. I speak in Om City.
We also have Daniel Barbo just joined. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Shane.
How is your flu? See, Daniel can't remember. He was sick yesterday, but now he's fine. Maybe he was faking being sick. More questions, questions.
Man flu.
Man flu.
So I got a question, if you
Yes,
don't mind.
Martin, yes.
So I drop a line on the chat, if you can have a look there. I was reading a book today, and I just spotted that kind of sentence. So it was, I advise that he sell it.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my opinion, I mean, probably it's correct, but from what you know, from what I learned, so it should be I advise that he says it, but probably it's kind of exceptional.
Ah, interesting. So grammatically, you want to say sells. No. No, this is the idea. Do we say he should sell it, or he should sells it? Which is correct?
Oh, but the author, I think, missed should or something like that, because it's I advise that he sell it.
I understand, but of these two sentences, which is correct?
He should the first one.
That's right, and that's what we're
He should
missing.
sell it.
So when we talk about advise, we imply should. So that's why we say should sell, not sells. Okay, the implication is should.
Wow.
Do you
I
understand?
didn't know about it. This is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
I got I fully understand now. But so the advice the verb advise is like the terminator terminator.
The determiner, yeah.
So the terminal. So it just kind of implies automatically that this is you don't have to. I mean, but you could have you should or not.
Yes, you can use should. You can, but usually we don't. But you can.
All right.
Yep. And once again,
So
we don't.
Can I add something?
Farther down.
Go ahead, Martin.
So actually, when I was just carrying on with the book, I found another example with that, but I didn't highlight that. So, but okay, now I kind of I got the hang of it. So.
Okay, great. Daniel, you wanted to say
I
something?
understand that.
Yeah, I just want to add that this thing is called subjunctive, and if you want to know more about it, just to tap into your Google subjunctive, and you'll find plethora of examples.
Great, a plethora of examples. Now let me remind everybody, plethora of examples, Daniel's vocabulary. Let me remind everybody, I am not a grammar guy. I'll do my best to give you the rules, but when it comes to grammar questions, the problem is, as you may know, if you're a DDM student for a long time, Daily English skips over the grammar rules in so many situations. And even for me, if I'm writing something very important, something formal, sometimes I have grammar questions too, and I always use a reference. I use a book or I use the internet. So I'll do my best to answer your questions. But for example, Daniel remembering that this is called the subjunctive, I could not remember until Daniel said that. But thank you, Daniel. And yes, I can try to explain the best I can, but I prefer expressions and culture and pronunciation.
Yeah, definitely, it's better approach than For example, living. Who was the person that talked about subjective?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay, so I mean, I don't know what's your goal, Daniel, but for me, living in here in England is like you just need to communicate, and really pronunciation and culture background is exactly what you need to kind of know to just survive, to just talk with people, to socialize with them. But nobody, when I was living in Poland, in school, what the only thing that I learned was grammar, and like this is subjunctive, this is noun, this is verb, and this is the construction of the sentence. But you cannot speak after that. So this is kind of linguistic approach, but this is, if you are a linguist, that's you can only kind of have technical knowledge of the language, but you cannot speak that language. So
That's true.
actually, that's why I love Shane's approach to the lesson. I mean, to all the lessons that he provides us. So
Very good.
that's why, yeah, I wouldn't bother to whether it's subjunctive. It's like I just like when I see advice that he said it, then okay,
Very good.
I just need to kind of get the habit of that, and then I'll be happy.
Very good. Let me go to. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, when I speak, I don't think about grammar. It just doesn't work for me. If I will think about grammar, I'll
Never finish
be
a
very
sentence.
slow. Yeah, I'll be very slow.
Yeah.
So it's a different things, and I don't want. Well, if I were you, I would not compare these two things. It's different. Writing, it's one thing.
Right.
Speaking, it's another thing.
That's true.
And it takes different
Different
skills,
approaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go to Jaskara. Jaskara has a question. I heard in a movie, I couldn't make it out properly, but I think what was said was hell of living. I'm not sure. Probably what you might have heard, Jaskaran, was hell of living.
Yeah, but I'm not sure on that.
Was it positive or negative?
No, she was negative. Yeah.
Okay.
She was kind of frustrated or something like that.
She probably said the hell of living. Okay, so this would be negative, but this would be positive. Okay, so let me explain. So a hell of a living, it could be negative or positive, but this might mean, I'll give you a sentence. He makes hell of a living. What that actually means most likely is he makes a lot of money. Okay? So a hell of a living, to make a hell of a living actually usually means to make a lot of money. All right? The hell of living refers to the misery, the ups and downs of life. Life has many ups and downs. It's chaos. It's out of control. So the hell of living. So here when we say hell, we think of, Satan and everything. So it depends on the situation. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could you please give me another example?
Both of them?
Or something else.
Okay. This is hell of coffee. So watch me. Wow, this is a hell of a coffee. What does that mean? Good or bad?
Oh, really? It's good.
Very good, very good. Okay, let me show you another example. The hell of teaching English. Oh my God, a grammar question here. Oh man, a grammar question there. Oh, the hell of teaching English. Is it good or bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. It means, it's so difficult. That's right.
It's difficult. So it can be used means is way.
Yeah, and use this structure. If something is a hell of a something something, it's almost always good. If we say the hell of something, it's almost always bad.
Okay, so do we have to care about any front or emphasize or the hell of or the hell of? Where should we emphasize?
Yeah, we're going to emphasize hell, the hell of teaching English. This is a hell, yeah, we'll emphasize hell in this case too. This is a hell of a coffee. Yeah, both times we emphasize hell.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Thank you.
You bet. Next question. Yes, somebody asked, a plethora, does it mean a lot? Yes, a plethora means a lot of examples.
Okay, thank you.
Sergey.
Yeah, a very simple sentence for you, Shane.
Yeah.
It's all about pronunciation. Did you eat yet? It's the sentence. Did you eat yet? Yeah, okay. So, I heard did yet.
Yeah. We can also say, so this sentence has three possibilities. Did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? And then the first one would be, did you eat yet? And then we can say, did you eat yet? And we can even say, jeet yet. Okay, so all of these are possible, and you guys, we've learned the rules, so I'm going to write the rules down quickly. We know that, D plus Y equals J. How many pronunciations does you have? Three, right?
Three.
That's right. So we can say you, we can say ya,
Yeah.
and yeah, very short. So once again, so we got did you, did ya, did ya. And if we say it really fast, it sounds like that. Did ya? And that's what Sergey's talking about here. Did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? And many times in America, we do say, cheat yet? Cheat lunch? Cheat dinner?
Yeah, you skipped the D. You skipped the D, yeah.
So, yeah, and it's like this. Remember, I think in the last DDM, I taught you guys, what was it? I don't remember, but I didn't go. So the first reduction is I didn't go. And then we can reduce it more. I didn't go. And it's possible to say, I didn't go. That's possible. And another example would be, I don't know. A reduction, the first reduction, I don't know. And then the next reduction is, I don't know. Okay, so all of those are possible too. So sometimes this front D does get deleted. That is possible. The faster we say it, that does happen. Yes.
If you say, did you do it? You do it. You do
Yep.
it, but Jew is some kind of nation, you know. It's a person, Jewish person, you know.
No, that's right. So there's actually even a joke from, do you guys know Woody Allen?
Oh, great guy.
Well,
Boy is great, yeah.
His movies are good.
Yeah.
And he has a joke. Woody Allen is Jewish, and he always says, I hate when people say, did you eat? Because it sounds like Jew eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and he's right, though. It does sound like that. Okay, it does have that sound.
Yeah.
And
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? It's funny for me.
oh, well. What's interesting is it's not funny, but when he explains the sound, then we realize, oh yeah, it is funny. It can be funny. So yes, it can be funny. Yep. In the movie, it was funny. Which movie was it? I forgot the movie. Anne, what is it? Annie Hall, thank you. Annie Hall.
The best jokes are coming from Jews. It's really so.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's a very good pronunciation point. This front D can be eliminated. Yep.
You know, Shane, as a black person, you may say, you my nigger, you my dog, but I can't say you my nigger, you know?
That's right.
And I don't agree. Because I don't care about slavery, you know. It's not my stuff, not my thing.
I'll just say one thing about this, because this is very controversial, but I will say one thing. Black people in America, they do not say nigger, they say nigga, okay? And so black people in America, when they call each other nigger, actually they're saying nigga, which to them has a different meaning, okay? But you're right. White people and Asian people and, you know, other nationalities, they're not supposed to use this word or this word. You're not supposed to use them. So I never use them. I'm saying them now in an educational context. But the same thing with, I'm sure every country has words that you can use to each other, but as an American, if I used them, it would be very negative. And every culture, every race, maybe even every religion, that's possible. More questions? Okay. Jihang has a question. I want to know the pronunciation of Board of Health, and I want to know about hankering because I didn't fully get it. Okay, great. So let me copy the question. So this was from I think it was from 99. Yeah. Okay. So we had the inspector. He came and Audrey asked, "Who are you?" And he said, "Board of Health." And actually, this should be capitalized, not a big H. So the most important thing, Jihyang, is keep the R sound. Keep this R sound. The D in this case is going to connect. Okay. So borda. And now we have two choices. We have a pronunciation rule where if we have of or contraction VE or the word have, and if the next word begins with a consonant, then we can cancel the V sound, right? I think hopefully you remember that. We can cancel the V sound. So in this case we have the H consonant. But is that a strong consonant? Not really. But anyway, it is a consonant, so we can cancel the V. So in this case, Board of Health. Board of Health. Now, I also recommend keeping the L and the TH. Board of Health. Board of Health. Board of Health. But the L is going to be weak and the TH is going to be a stop sound. Board of Health. Board of Health. Board of Health. Now, we can keep the V. Board of Health. And what happens is when the V and the H combine, it almost makes an F sound. Board of Health, Board of Health, Board of Health. But in this case, in the Seinfeld show, the V sound was canceled, and he said, Board of Health, Board of Health, Board of Health, really fast. It was very, very quick, okay? So, excuse me. The other question, I'm getting a hankering for. Now, that's an excellent expression. Let me go back. Here we go. So Jerry says, I'm getting a hankering for some double mint gum. And I talked about this yesterday with some students. When we use the word hankering, it basically means I want something. But almost always, it refers to something to eat or something to drink. So something to eat or something to drink. So I'll give you a couple of examples. If you watched my last DDM 100 explanation video, I was making sandwiches. My mother was making sandwiches. Did everybody see that? I hope so. If you were watching that video and you were getting hungry, you could say, I'm getting a hankering for a sandwich. Okay? So getting a hankering means suddenly I really want to eat. Suddenly I really want to have. But this word is kind of funny. It's kind of a country word. So we say it strong. We say it loud. And we say, I'm getting a hankering for a sandwich. I'm getting a hankering for some coffee. So a sandwich, some coffee, a piece of cake, whatever the situation, a glass of milk. And in Jerry's case, he said some double mint gum. So some gum is the idea. Does that make sense, Jihyun? Did I answer your questions? Yes, very good, very good. Does anybody right now, does anybody have a hankering for something? For me, I have a hankering for some coffee. Santa Raisin has a hankering for a sandwich. Who is that?
It was me.
Daniel, go ahead. You got a hankering for something?
I'm getting a hankering for some Prancer size.
For some what?
I got it in the chat room. Well,
I'm curious too.
You're getting a hankering for a dry whack, boy.
I think,
Wait a
can I
minute.
say I'm getting hankering for knowing English?
Yeah, it's possible to say that. So the sentence would be, I'm getting a hankering for English or for some English. However, the word hankering almost always is used with food or candy or drink. So I recommend not English, but something to eat. Okay?
Thanks. Okay, thank you.
Good. Yearning. Yes, a yearning for English. In this case, Jaskaran recommended a yearning. So in that case, I'm getting a yearning. We don't say that. I'm yearning for English. But that sounds really desperate. I'm yearning for English. Give me English. I need English, like a drug. It sounds bad. Prancer size. Daniel, that sounds like something very weird. Some dance with men in tights. Prancer size.
you're close, actually.
Okay. Carving. Okay.
Don't invent English. English is already here.
Okay, so I got a craving. Yes, okay, that's a great one. Thank you, Santa. I'm getting a craving for food. Yeah. And craving in this case is going to be very similar to yearning. It's going to be stronger than hankering. So I'm getting a yearning for food. I'm getting a craving for food. This is the idea. if I got a hankering for something, I want it. But if I don't have it, that's okay. But if I get a craving for something or a yearning for something, I'll always be thinking about it, always thinking about it. So a good example would be a pregnant woman who suddenly wants to have pickles, and she must have pickles. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and she wakes her husband up, "Go get me pickles." And the husband knows, okay, I will go find pickles, and he'll get the pickles. So that's a craving or yearning. Cravings and yearnings are very visceral. It's something that's really in your body. Hankering is more just in your mind. Sounds good. Get me pickles.
Longing.
Okay, longing and food doesn't really go together, but a longing is very similar. So yearning and longing are similar. Okay. However, longing also has that nuance of wish, which means it's unlikely to happen. Okay. So it's possible, but I would say it's less likely. So I'm longing to take a vacation. I really want to take a vacation, but I don't think it's going to happen, or not soon. So, but they're all very, very, very similar. So I'm longing to master English. It has a nuance of wishing and maybe a little bit of nuance of doubt. So don't say that, because everybody can.
I think longing is also have a connotation without an action in this particular, in order to achieve this particular goal.
Right. Yeah, that's why it's just wish.
To have it.
Dying to. Was that the question? Dying to? Yeah. I'm dying to. Yeah. Now that's different. I'm dying to master English, for example. In this case, I like what Daniel said. It has this wish implication. No real activity, kind of just a lazy wish, a thought. But dying to gives a feeling of more action, and you are working very hard. You're killing yourself in order to master. So that's kind of the idea. So dying to is also very strong.
Maybe I'm itching for some coffee. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm itching for some coffee. And itching is going to be very similar to hankering, but once again, a little bit stronger. And the idea of itching, you can have an itch, very uncomfortable. So, ooh, I'm itching for some coffee. So it's kind of like, give me some coffee. I need some coffee. It has that kind of nuance to it. You can't itch from not having coffee? I think you can. I'm itching for some coffee. Whew. Oh, yeah. And then and the reason we say itch, once you have the coffee, the itch disappears and you feel good. I hope that makes sense. Jihyang, have another, go take a shower. Thank you, Santa. Thank you. Jihyang has another question. Oh, we had the same questions yesterday. Very good. I'm glad you guys are asking. So the question is rustling versus wrestling. Okay? So everything is the same except for the vowel. The vowel sounds are different. Okay? So r. And I'm just doing the first part. The sling is the same. Sling is the same. So try it again here. R. Your tongue is touching nowhere. R, R, re, re, R, re, R, re. Rustling, wrestling. Rustling, wrestling. The meanings are very different, so in context, you shouldn't be confused. However, many students missed this word because they don't know the word. So if you don't know the word, you might want to think wrestling. But now you know the word. So rustling is the sound of leaves, but it's also the sound of paper, newspaper. So rustling paper is another idea. So that might help you remember that. Next question. A tweak or two. Yeah, a tweak or two is an expression. So is a tweak or two an expression? Is
I just tried to make it, but I still don't know how to use it.
Okay, so for example, you show me your poem. You write a poem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you ask me, Shane, how is my poem? And I would say, oh, it's great. It needs a tweak or two, but it's great. So what does that mean? So once again, my answer was, it's great. It needs a tweak or two, but it's great. So what does that mean?
According to the word, means I just looked in the dictionary, means some changes.
Okay, but what's important when we say tweak, really tiny changes. Very tiny changes. Okay? So it's like this. When you're listening to the radio frequency is 102.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have it on 102.4. So is the sound quality okay?
No, not really.
It's okay, but if you can tweak it
clear.
just one, if you can tweak it 0.1, then it'll be perfect.
Okay.
So a tweak is a really tiny change. Change or adjustment.
Change or adjustment. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to share the sentence I read, in which I got this, I came across. That is, it can do with a tweak or two to look better or some.
Right.
This story. It can do. And what is this it can do? Something can do. I was little.
Yeah. Or
to look better.
Right.
Sorry, I know it was in the newspaper.
Yeah, that's fine. So I don't be confused, everybody. This is in order to look better. In written English and spoken English, we usually do not say that. I know lots of grammar students like this, but we drop it. So it can do with it. Now, grammatically, this is not good. Grammatically, it should be, it could do with a tweak or two.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah. So this is what this means is it's a recommendation. So Jaskaran, you could do with a haircut. What does that mean? You could do with a haircut. That means you look fine, but a haircut might make you look better.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very common expression. So for me, I could do with a haircut. I could do with a haircut. I don't need a haircut right now, but if I had a haircut, it might be better for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, that makes sense right now to me.
Yeah, it's a very good expression. Both of these. You could do with something, it could do with something, a great expression. and also a tweak or two. Another excellent expression. Very good expressions.
Oh my God, I was just taking them otherwise. No, thank you so much.
No problem.
New problem? What's that?
No, no.
Ah, okay.
Capiche?
Got it, got it.
Next question.
Okay, the word fine. Sometimes I answer, oh, fine. And I heard it in the movie, people saying
Fine?
different, fine, simple fine. Fine, I'll do it.
Oh.
Fine. So, and sometimes just.
Yeah, so you're, so when a person is kind of angry and they say it, is that the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, I'm fine. Fine, I'll do it. Fine, I don't care. That situation?
Yes. Fine, I'll do it.
Okay, so what that means is they're very unwillingly accepting your authority when we say that. So many cases, it would be a child to the mother. So the mother says, clean your room. I don't want to clean my room. If you don't clean your room, I'm not giving you ice cream. Fine, I'll do it. So they're accepting the person's authority, but they don't want to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Very good.
Oh my God, such things we have to care about.
Yeah, that's these little nuances on how you say it can really make a big difference. That's right. Next question.
Well,
You guys are too quiet. Shane, could I ask an E-cubed
Let's
question?
just talk about nonsense.
Yes, Jiang, go ahead. Jiang has an E-cubed question. I hope everybody watches E-cubed. Today's expression was no less than. Yes. Santa says she watches E-cubed every day. That's fantastic. No less than. Okay, so Googled it. No less than and not less than, yes. It's no. Less difficult. All right, so I don't like my sentences, but anyway, this will be good enough to explain. So we've got no less than and not less than. Is there a difference? Okay, so everybody please mute your microphone. Keep your microphones muted, please. I can mute your microphones, but if I mute your microphone, you cannot turn your microphone back on. So I ask you to do that. Okay, so English is no less difficult than French. So Jihan, what does that mean? We're waiting for Jihang to type the answer. So what does this sentence mean? It means it's difficult. It's as difficult as French. So this means, right, English is as difficult as French. Both English and French are difficult. Okay, does everybody understand that? That's what we studied in EQ. English is not less difficult than French. This is a horrible sentence. Let me think of this. I don't like my sentence, but anyway.
Hey, I can, by the way, good day, good morning, and I can offer it some example.
Okay, I want to use the same example though, but go ahead.
I have not an idea. I have no idea.
Okay, but Andre, the expression in E cubed was this. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this one. English is not less difficult than French. Oh, this is such a horrible example. Hold on a second. I got to find a different example. Okay, I found a better example. I'll pay you no less than $50. I'll pay you not less than $50. Okay, this is going to be much easier. So how much will this person pay? I'll pay you no less than $50. How much will this person pay? I'll give you three choices. Choice A is, what's wrong there? $45.
More than $50.
Wait, $50. Choice C is $55.
55 and more.
Yeah. So Santa is right. Yes. The answer is B and C. So minimally at least $50. So this means, I will pay you at least $50. Okay, that's what that means. Now let's go to the other example. I will pay you not less than $50. I also don't like this answer for this example. And what's the answer? Anybody? No. I'm looking at the answers in the chat room. Think about it. I'll pay you not less than $50. So let's get rid of the not. I'll pay you less than $50. I'll pay you not less than $50. So that means the same thing. B and C are going to be the answers, okay? So if you just get rid of the not, you can see, hopefully it's easier to understand. I'll pay you less than $50, 49, 48, 47. I'll pay you not less than $50, 50, 51, 52, okay? Now, the thing is, we don't say this very much. This is what we usually use. This is the expression that is more common. And there's a bunch of grammatic examples out here. But I've talked about this on Coach Shane's ESL channel too. Yeah, I will pay you $50, not less. You can think like that. That's good. So if you go to Coach Shane's YouTube channel, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I think I will. Hold on a second. And I have a lesson on this type of structure. There we go. So I'm going to put the link in the chat room. You guys can copy the link. And the lesson is called, I'll show you the lesson. The lesson is called No versus Not. Okay, and the link is there in the chat room. No versus not. And it's a long video, 14 minutes long, but I give you many examples on when we use no and when we use not. Okay, so this will be a good video for you to watch, to practice how we use this type of expression. And so once again, not less than is fine, but we almost always say no less than. No less than. It's much more common. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I know it is confusing though, all those negative words. Santa's watching it right now.
Can I add something to this?
Sure. Go ahead, Daniel.
This conversation. You know, no less can also be used in as just as exclamation, or meaning just I'm for sure, or like I'm absolutely sure. For example, Shane, I don't know if I can make up something. Shane is 46 years old, comma, no less. It just doesn't mean that he is not less than 46. It just means that it is surprising that he looks like that, but he's 46 years old.
I think that's pretty good. I think a better example would be this. What do you think, Daniel? Can you see that example?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another usage. Shane no less did the job. So the idea was, I did not want to do the job. I really did not want to do it, but I did it. Okay? It's another usage. Surprisingly, you might be surprised to know that he no less did the job. That's another usage. Here we're keeping with the than, though. Extending it out to the than. But yes, another great usage of the expression. There's another one, jaskaran. Negative words are useful. Yeah, negative words are confusing, but they're useful. Jaskaran, than and then pronunciation, yeah. A common example, accept versus accept. Now, actually, they sound different. Than, then. Than, then. However, when we say the words quickly, they do sound the same. They do sound the same. It's more than that. It's more than that. The word is this, but it almost sounds like this. It's more than that. If we say it fast, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. And this one too, accept, accept. Accept, accept. Almost always the sound is the second sound. We almost always say accept, okay? I accepted the job. I accepted the job. It sounds like this. It does. So yeah, sometimes this does sound like an eh. I totally agree. And actually Americans do, when Americans are writing, they make the writing mistake. And sometimes when we're speaking, this is confusing. There was a Friends situation comedy, and Ross was using this as an excuse. And it was like, I thought you said, accept me, as in accept me, but the person meant accept me, which is the opposite meaning. So accept me would be include me, accept me would be exclude me. So this is confusing for Americans too, okay? In grammar, the structure, this is not confusing, but we still make spelling mistakes. You have to be careful. Good points.
Oh my God, you know, I have been saying except.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yep. It almost sounds like except. Yep. I agree.
That's right too?
Yeah, we say that. Yeah, sure. Not everybody, but many people do say that. Yep. Except.
Okay.
My recommendation is stick with the sound is better.
Except.
Remember, the intonation goes here. Except.
Except.
There you go. All right. Any other difficult questions? Nobody has questions on DDM 97, 98, 99, 100. Everything is that simple. You guys are geniuses. Okay, we got another question from Santa. Hold on a second. Copy the question. Is there a nuance difference when you say Evie takes care of administrative affairs and Evie is in charge of administrative affairs? There could be. In charge of means the boss. Takes care of doesn't necessarily mean the boss. So, so if you want to emphasize that Evie or Evie, I don't know how you pronounce it, if you want to emphasize that Evie is the boss, you should say in charge of. But what's interesting, many people who are in charge of something don't actually take care of that same thing. They have employees who take care of it. They're in charge of it, but they don't take care of it. Does that make sense? Yeah. My pleasure. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's live hangout. Now remember, we will be back in 2 weeks. So during the next 2 weeks, as you study DDM 101, 102, 103, 104, maybe you can highlight with some color. Oh, I want to ask Shane about this. Make some notes. And if you have some good questions, pronunciation questions on the lessons, I would love to hear them. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So once again, let me say thank you to Santa and I want to say Mr. Madadi, but I know he doesn't like that. I forgot his name. Anyway, and Martin and Margarita and Jihan and Jaskaran, Ingrid, Gulia and Alexi, Danielle,
Thank you.
Daniel Barbo, And Andre. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And Azine is back. Right as we leave, Azine is back. I want to ask you a hell of questions. No, that doesn't make sense. But I'll write your example here. I want to ask you a hell of a lot of questions. That would make sense. Or you could say, I asked you a hell of a question. That makes sense. But just, I want to ask you a hell of a questions. That doesn't work.
Shannon, can we substitute hell for example, heck?
Exactly. Same thing. And actually, heck is better.
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah. For me, it's also better. I can't imagine myself say hell.
I was just gonna say, in front of my hell is an okay word, but I would never say it in front of my mom or dad. I would say heck. And at the job, at the office, I wouldn't say hell. I would say heck. Okay? So that's a good point. Hell is very common in conversation. But in a formal situation with your parents, obviously at church or the temple or the wherever you go, in a business situation, in a letter, don't say hell. If you need to say this, say heck.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, you guys. Once again, have a fantastic week, 2 weeks, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.